Good morning to you, Desiree, and our viewers. Indeed, protests on the R503 had stopped yesterday when power was, restored in some sections of Danville here in Mahikeng. But this morning, just about past 9 or so, communities regathered and said that, they're hitting the streets to let their frustrations be known. They're talking about the sheer lack of neglect that they're experiencing. They're saying that Danville has been totally neglected. There's no proper service delivery. Their roads are riddled with potholes. They've got no opportunities of, jobs. They've got nothing that is coming their way. And they've been having promises that were made by officials from Public Works Department, for instance, which was here in November, promising to, bring proper services here in terms of road development. But they say that, those promises have just, frizzled in the air and have not really materialized in much. But, just to give you a bit of context as to what is happening today, the R403, yes, indeed, was briefly closed, but with a high police contingency that we've seen around here, traffic has been, restored and allowed to, swiftly move right along as police have maintained, quite a presence here on this road. Police are working together as well with traffic officials to ensure that there's no damage that is done to any of the vehicles or any of the properties of those citizens that are just minding their own business and find themselves caught in the crossfire. So we anticipate that from the engagements that were had between communities and the police, there were deliberations about a meeting to be held between the community representatives and officials from the local municipality, the Department of Public Works, including the councillor as well, who's been accused of not doing enough to ensure that the pleas and complaints of the community are elevated. Now, we're going to create also some context to speak about the experiences of those who are just residents in Mahikeng who find themselves in the crossfire of these here protests. So you were saying that as a resident, you feel that this is a bit unfair. You understand the concerns of the community, but you guys are caught in the crossfire.
Revolutionary greetings to all. I'm Comrade Jagai Deiman. I reside in Mahikeng, Ward 7, Goldview. But this is the ward that I'm voting. And we have voted for Honorable Councillor Billy Daniels. And I feel, as a member of the ANC in good standing, that ANC members cannot support illegal strikes. There's a constitution of this country which is the supreme law. And we as the ANC members, we must protect the ANC-led government that is led by Premier Bushi, Mape. And at the end of the day, we as ANC, we can never support this. We can never. And Honorable Billy Daniels is working hard. And no one will hamper service delivery. No one. Because the ANC-led government is trying their level best. Plain and simple economics, demand and supply. At the end of the day, we must look at budgets. We must look at all those things. And I mean, it's not Danville only. Service delivery is a national problem. But then again, we must remember that we are moving to 2024 national and provincial elections. And this, for me, is opposition parties that are trying to score cheap political points, using our people to revolt against the ANC-led government. And we are not going to let it happen, because we are ANC and we are going to fight and protect our ANC-led government with all our MECs that belongs to the ANC.
Be that as it may, what do we say to the communities who say that the only time that they get action or reaction from government about what it is they complain about is when they go to the streets? That the only way that government responds to them is if they see smoke in the sky.
You see the problem with many of our people, they are still trapped in this apartheid mentality. This protest was good during the apartheid years for us to have our liberation. Today we have our freedom. We have the constitution, which is the supreme law. I don't have a problem with this protest if it's legal. They must go and get it and register it at court so that we can proceed legally and involve the council, involve the whole community members. But we cannot support things that are not illegal, that is against the constitution of this country. We as the ANC cannot allow it.
Thank you so much for your time. A point made there by residents who find themselves caught in the crossfire of these protests in Danville, saying that, the illegality of the strike makes it, or protest, makes it totally unappealing and makes it, focused on issues that are not generally affecting all community members. He's saying there that there should be a collaboration of all community concerns and an address of these concerns with, a focus on bringing stability to the area and not contributing contributing to the instability that we're seeing here. But we're going to continue giving you rolling coverage of developments here in Danville. We're going to go find the communities and hear from them that what will happen if they don't get the answers that they demand. From us here on the R503, back to you in studio.